Hello everyone. Hopefully I am on. Hold on, I'm going to be switching to my Twitch channel. Making sure I'm streaming. Yes, it looks like I am here. So we're going to get started tonight. I did a poll earlier. If you don't follow me, please follow me on Twitter. I did a poll today for what I should do tonight. Because last episode I finished playing the first quest with the deck you get, the sort of the default deck. And of the votes, I'm not going to say how many. It was a neck and neck race, though. And the two votes that kind of won out as a tie are to try the first quest again, but harder. So I'll probably just continue using the default deck and play the first quest again, so you can see that. And then someone else voted for to use my money in order to buy some of the boosters, so we can kind of see what that looks like. So just as a part of the intro, really quickly, I'm GameFaceKilla. You can find me obviously here on Twitch. I know I'm late. I'm sorry, Joe. It's sad. But you can find me here on Twitch most of the time, right on time, ready to stream. And on Saturdays, I and three other players, we play for table flipping board games. That channel is on DeFebwar's channel, or that show is on DeFebwar's channel, and you can tune in and see her stream throughout the week. And we stream on Saturdays with table flipping games, where we play board games on Tabletop Simulator. And basically, I started this stream because I wanted to take a look at some of the really cool games that have been adapted into video game form from board games. And I thought, what better way to start than one of my favorite games, which is the Lord of the Rings card game. I've been a big fan of it for a long time. I bought it ever since it came out. I was really excited about the idea of a cooperative collectible card game. And of course, it's a living card game from Fantasy Flight. It was something they sort of started, which was that everybody can buy booster packs, and everybody gets the same cards in booster packs, and it becomes a situation where you play based on tactics and strategy to build your board deck, as opposed to just who can afford to build the best deck. Just as a reminder, this game is a preview. Sorry, this stream is a preview of the game. It's not actually out yet. It will be free to play, so hopefully everybody who has been I've seen some critical comments on the store page about why should I buy this game when I can play Hearthstone for free, etc. I mean, it's such a silly thing. You just have to do a little bit of research to realize it is going to be a free-to-play game. It'll be just the same kind of entry point as any of the other card games that are out there. But this one also has a different bit to offer, because you are not playing against other players. You're playing against a brutal AI. And the additional benefit or advantage of this game is that you can actually play cooperatively with other players. So you really can't find that in a lot of the other games that are out there, at least not really in a satisfying way that this game is going to really stay focused on and create some, I'm sure, really difficult quests and challenging quests and really cool stories. So far, I've played the tutorial on the first quest, which is a 4-stage quest, which is great. It's fantastic that these quests are so deep. Each quest is very deep as far as what it features, and so you really have to be on your toes. And it's also an endurance game. You have to be willing to make it a long way. Hello, Mr. Lard. Thank you for tuning in. We are live here, and I had two votes. So I think what I'm going to start with is taking a look at the boosters. I kind of went over the different places that you could go in the game. We talked about, obviously, the plays where you can play. There's a news panel. There's a deck builder, a Palantir, where you can look into the Palantir and get some kind of random, rare treasure. I've got some of those. I'll use those at some point. I think I'm going to try to purchase as much as I can of the common elements, and then that way the Palantir views will give me a rarer gift that might be worth more money. So I definitely want to save my Palantir views for the last. I'm going to jump into the vault. I kind of showed this off last time. You can shop, which lets you buy things like the campaigns, which there is only one now in the early access. The Shadows Reach campaign. I've played the first stage of the campaign, which comes free, and then I believe that they recently announced that the other stages of the campaign were going to be free also, as part of the early release. There's also, yeah, and the reason why some of them are grayed out. There's 5 stages, 5 quests in this campaign. The reason why it's grayed out is because I actually haven't played through anything except for the first campaign. So the first quest. I unlocked the second quest. Cool. Thanks for tuning in. Pretty simple. Appreciate it. We have. So I still am unlocking the remaining quests as I play through them, but I think I am gonna wait because the votes are in, and this. I want to bow to the will of the people, so they want to see me play this same first quest that I played last time, which I'm glad because I really didn't feel like I played it very intelligently. So I'm glad I know a lot more now. But I am going to play the first quest again, but on a normal difficulty. I played it on easy last time, and that was probably the only reason why I survived. So I can buy campaigns. I can buy hero packs, which again, these are very much like booster packs. As you can see, they're even wrapped in a booster-like image. There's available right now are the Prince of Mirkwood, the Rangers of Gondor, the Shield Maiden of Rohan, and Steadfast Companion. And I believe each one of these is from a different sphere. I did notice that you do have to purchase booster packs in order to be able to purchase, in the second screen here, Valor cards. This is where you can purchase individual cards. But there are some cards that are not available unless you purchase the booster pack. Let's see if I can figure out what it is. Yeah, so this card is only available in the Hero Pack Prince of Mirkwood, and so I can decide if I don't want this card or any of the cards in the pack, then I don't have access to buy them individually. So I do have to buy the packs in order to have access to the cards and to be able to buy a second copy of the card. Obviously, I need to have the first copy from a booster pack. When you click on a booster pack, each booster pack comes with a hero, 4 cards, and it looks like, from what I saw in the booster packs, they come with a 1 card from each sphere, which is okay, even though Legolas has Tactics, for example. He does get a Tactics card with it, which is a Bow of the Gladrim, which is pretty awesome. And then there's 3 other cards to kind of complement the other spheres in case you want to build a deck with multi-sphere. Gives you a little bit of flavor text about Legolas. And, of course, with the purchase, you also get a Palantir view, which, again, we're going to save those for the end. Now you have the option of purchasing this for $2 or 3,750 Valor points. So I definitely... Yeah, for sure. We definitely need to have some multiplayer co-op games to test that out once it's available. Those will be available in early release, for sure. Now, when I purchase this booster pack, which I'm just about to do, I will then have access to all 4 of these cards in the vault. If you remember, whenever you build a deck, you can have 2 copies of any card. So once I purchase these first copies from this booster set, I can buy the second copy from the vault. Or I can wait and try to view my Palantir, and if it's an especially expensive or rare card, I can try to get it through that way of, and it's actually free as long as you have Palantir views, which you can earn through questing and buying booster packs, that kind of thing, with Valor points. Which, again, Valor points are always available as a reward for questing, and you can build up enough of those to not have to purchase anything ever. So yes, there's a $1.99 price tag. It's about half the cost of, I don't know, booster packs are even more expensive nowadays than the $1.99. So it's a pretty good deal. Or you can just use your Valor points. When I did purchase the Founders Pack, which is the only way that you can play early access, you have to do some kind of level of purchase. You can purchase anywhere from like under $10, like $7 to... I bought the most expensive one, which is about $47, just to kind of check out what was make sure I had everything available. I'm always a completist. I like to have everything, including any kind of like bells and whistles that you get for early access or pre-ordering. So I'm going to go ahead and buy Prince of Mirkwood. Legolas has an unmatched prowess as an archer, employing acute senses and breathtaking agility. He outmaneuvers foes to defeat them before they even see him coming. This pack taps into elvish tactics, using wits and swiftness to strike down foes with deadly accuracy. And there are really cool. He is a Sylvan character. There's other cards from other spheres, at least one other card that helps Sylvan players. So if you want to play an all elf deck, you can certainly do that. I'm really excited about purchasing Legolas. He's one of my favorite characters from the physical card game. He basically has the awesome ability to complete quests by killing things. So it's sort of like the Arkham investigation version of getting clue tokens by killing things. So it's a great mechanism. I'm going to purchase this. All right. Ooh, it has a little unpacking animation. So now I know I've purchased this. I won't be able to purchase it again, obviously. Doesn't have me. So you can't purchase it a second time, which makes sense. You can't have more than one copy of a hero. And if I do want a second copy of a card, any of these cards, I can now purchase them in the vault. Yeah, that's true. It is not the same Legolas as from the game, and so we'll have to see if he ends up being as cool as he is in the physical game. He does have ranged, which is a pretty cool ability, and he does deal 1 random damage at the beginning of every upkeep phase, which is pretty awesome, I think, because you can kind of whittle guys down and then just pick them off from a distance. That sounds like more of a ranged ability. So next year, I'm betting that this is probably Faramir. Yep. He is a lore hero. He does not seek glory and danger without purpose. Touched by the wisdom and sadness of the elder race, he is shrewd in battle. This pack gives you the abilities needed to outlast Sauron's forces and stand victorious at the battle's end. So he's pretty cool. He's a lore hero. He was not a lore hero, if I remember. He was a spear hero in the physical game, but I could be wrong. I didn't really play him very much, so he was definitely not in leadership. Maybe he was a leadership ally. Maybe he was never a hero, at least not in the cards that I got to. In the physical game, some characters would show up as ally cards, and then eventually some of them would show up as heroes, which is one of the reasons why you see this unique symbol, so that you can only have one of that hero with that name out at any time, whether it's an ally or a hero. He looks like he has ranged also. That's interesting. He has Vanquish, which means when you defeat a target. I'm wondering if that means if he gets defeated, but maybe it means when he vanquishes. Oh, he's only an ally? Okay. I couldn't remember for sure. When either he vanquishes or vanquished, it'd be better if when he vanquishes, he draws a card. We've also got one of each of the different types of sphere cards. Ooh, this Gondorian shield looks pretty good. Go ahead and purchase that. Slowly spending my money. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase the third Shield Maiden of Rohan. It's another one of my favorite cards that didn't make it to the core set, but is in a booster pack that's available, I'm sure, as soon as the game is out. Eowyn is renowned for her courage and compassion. With inner strength strong as tempered steel, she stands unflinching before even the greatest threats. This pack emphasizes cards that help your party defend against any threat, no matter how numerous or mighty. Oh, that's cool. So these packs do have themes of healing, it looks like, boosting willpower, readying characters, gaining defense. So that's really cool. And her ability is gain 2 willpower after the first time a character is damaged in the round. So this is really cool because in the physical game, Eowyn was probably, I think, one of the greatest questers around because you could really boost her willpower and just burn through quests and locations. And so this seems like exactly similar to her power in this game. I really love the questing system in this game, and I hope that it's something that people come to realize has not really been changed that much difficulty-wise from the physical game. It's just because it happens at the same time. Now it becomes more tactical. You got to decide how you're going to use your characters, which is the same really, because everybody gets one action unless they have an ability that gives them a second. So the last of the hero packs, Steadfast Companion. Dwaylen of the House of Durin leads the battle against all enemies of the dwarves, whether orcs, wargs, spiders, or any other foe. This pack focuses on enhancing characters' abilities to overwhelm enemy ranks and resolve objectives. That's cool. That makes sense because leadership is obviously about getting a lot of allies out and overwhelming enemies. Sauron player. So all these cards have to do with that. Looks like Khazad Amenu gives a surge action to a dwarf, which is +2 attack or +3 if wounded. That's cool. So you not only get surge, so that means you can act twice in a round, but if it's a dwarf, you're adding it to this attachment. You can give them +2 or +3 if you're wounded, which makes sense. They go into Berserker mode. Looks like this is apply a hero's... Oh, this is cool. So Will of Steel lets you basically turn your melee power into questing power. That is something that we've kind of talked about. I know I've talked to Joe Foes a little bit about this idea of having something to do with your abilities if you don't have the availability to use them. So, for example, if there are no enemies to fight, Dwaylen, if I equip this on a hero, they can use their fight to quest through objectives. So that's really cool. Yes, their beards are amazing. The dwarves' beards are amazing, always. I don't know how you can have a beard. This is barely maintainable for me. I can't do a longer one. Erebor Record Keeper lets you draw cards. Get the orcs lets you deal 2 damage to every orc. That's cool. So if you're getting overwhelmed, you can take them out. And that is it. So I used quite a bit of my Valor. I'm down about, let's see, 12,000 plus more than 12,000 Valor to buy the hero packs. There are only 4 available right now, and I purchased them all. But that's not a bad thing. So I've still got plenty of Valor to spend. I do want to try. If I go here, now the Bow of the Galadrim, which wasn't available, now I can buy it, the second copy. I do have 1 copy already. As you can see, it says ×1 down here. I think that's what that means. But I have 1, yeah. Yeah, I have 1 copy of that. And there are cards that are available just for purchase as single cards, it looks like, because I don't have any copies of Erkenbrand, which is a leadership card, a leadership hero, and I can either purchase 1 or 2. So it looks like even if you don't want to go the booster pack route, if you think it's too expensive or you don't want to wait for it, you do have the option of purchasing some cards that are only available by purchasing singly. And then, obviously, when you get the core set, you can purchase a second copy of any core set card. So, for example, I'm trying to remember one right now. Starbruch. Yeah, so I have 1 copy of this already. I can purchase a second copy. And the nice thing is this is only 750 VP, so this is actually a card I want to purchase. I also want to purchase any card that's common because as good advice came in, I have heard that I want to purchase common or uncommon cards with Valor, so then that way when I do my Palantir draws or view, I will more likely get an expensive card like Tom Bombadil here, who is 3,000 VPs cost. So it's a pretty good deal. Yeah, beard braid is the next logical step if you can grow it long enough. I haven't quite got there yet. All right, so what are we going to do? So at this point, we're definitely trying to decide. I did want to purchase 1 card from the Valor pack here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get Stalwart because let's get a common card. So common cards are really cheap. They're only $3.75. So I'm going to get this Sylvan tracker. I already have one already. The Wood Elves tracked him first. An easy task for them, for his trail was still fresh then. So he has the ability to give a character stealth. That's cool. So when active, this unit cannot be attacked, and it ignores block and guard when targeting an enemy. That's cool. So he can sneak attack. He can also avoid attacking. So if you have a guy that's pretty low on health, you can bring out the old Sylvan tracker here, and she'll help keep him protected. It's interesting, though. If this is the same card, if I'm thinking of the word tracker, used to be a spirit card in the physical game, and used to help with questing or getting through locations, but maybe this is a different card. There's more than one tracker, maybe. So I'll go ahead and purchase that. Same as purchasing a booster pack. And now I have 2 copies. So I cannot, if I click it again, I own all available copies of this card. It won't let you purchase any more. The other cool thing is if I were to do a Palantir view, I would never get a card I already have 2 of. So I'm only going to get a second copy and then it's going to stop. And that's why I want to buy all the commons and uncommons so that my Palantir views will give me rare things, or legendary even. Those are, I'm sure, the most expensive. Yeah, it looks like they're the most expensive cards you can buy. So that's pretty much how you purchase. It's very simple. You can spend Valor, you can spend real money if you want. You don't have to spend real money. You can just quest until you get enough Valor, which is basically how a lot of games in this kind of system work. And doesn't really operate too differently. Let's see what the daily quests are today. Oh, this is interesting. So it looks like last week when I played, I have not played since then. If I play 20 event cards, I get 75 Valor. But what's interesting is I still have progress. So even though this says daily challenge, it doesn't look like it's reset so far. I'm wondering what the story is about behind that. Let's see. Oh, yes, Joe, thanks for pointing that out. In the vault, I'll go and take a look. You may have noticed that some of these cards have 1 pip based on their color, or 2. What that means is basically it basically tells you how many heroes of that type or sphere or color you have to have in order to have that card in your deck. So, for example, Quick Strike has 2 Tactics pips, so I have to have 2 Tactics heroes to even be able to play this card. So that's kind of cool. There's cards that are only available if you double up, and I don't believe that there's more than 2 pips for right now. There might be some 3 pip cards, which means you have to have all 3 heroes of the same sphere. That'll be interesting if that ever happens, to see whether it be... I imagine as you get multiplayer decks, there's going to be a lot of people trying to do single sphere, and once more cards come out. But it is interesting on this daily challenge that the number, my counter is still going, even though I did this last week. Maybe I get to keep my daily quest if I start progress on it until I finish. Now that makes it more likely that I'm actually going to be able to do these daily quests, because honestly, there's no way I'm going to play, for example, 10 allies with a ranged keyword, although I've already played 6 of them apparently. There's no way I'm going to play 10 allies with a ranged keyword very easily. Maybe I keep these quests and I can get rid of these challenges. Yeah, it says I can remove a challenge and I get a new one. I receive 1 new challenge each day. So maybe I keep these challenges until I complete them. So in a way, they're daily quests that you can get 1 new one every day, but you can complete them in more than 1 day. That's an interesting change. I kind of like that idea, because one thing that I really hate about these games, and I have played more mobile-wise than I have online, although, I've played online massively multiplayer games, and they really pump you with daily quests that you have to log on and at least do the daily quests every day. It gets to where it's like a job, basically, right? So it's nice to know you don't have to log on every day. If you want to work on a daily quest, you can work on it in your own leisure. This is interesting. I'm getting a strange problem with... Whoops. I'm getting a strange cropping on my loading screen. I'm wondering what's going on here. Oops. Okay. I went ahead and quit the game. Didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to quit that quest. I'm getting some... I already have some black borders on the left and right because I'm playing on a widescreen, but it looks like there's an additional bit that's taken off. I'm going to try to change... change my resolution. Let's see if that fixes anything. It looks like if you choose 1920 by 440, maybe I didn't have that selected last time, but okay. Now I believe I have my full screen, whereas before I was missing some. So I am going to try to play the normal deck again, or the first quest again on normal, and it looks like I'm still getting some cutoff on the screen. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Okay, now the whole screen is on there. I'm not sure what happened, but maybe the aspect got changed in an update and it was defaulted on the wrong one. But I do notice that my screen is a little big. I'm going to try to shrink it down a little bit. Mind the special effects. Just so I don't cut anything off for everybody viewing. Okay, that's really everything. So you're gonna see everything. Yeah, I did have to lower my resolution a little bit, and that fixed it. So, thanks. All right, so it is playing normally. I just, for some reason, it must have switched over to a different resolution in an update or something. So I'm going to play the first quest, Addercop. Addercop, an anguished Gloin arrives at Bjorn's Hall with dreadful news. A great spider has captured Bilbo Baggins. He beseeches a hardy band of heroes to help rescue his dear friend. So that's nice. The heroes can be any heroes. I am playing it on normal. The big difference is, if you don't know this, between easy and normal, is that in easy, Sauron gets 2 resources every upkeep phase, whereas I got 3. In normal, you're both even, and this is like the normal... well, Sauron doesn't really have resources in the physical card game, but you're even as far as resources. If you were to play on hard, he actually gets 4 resources. And this was an interesting thing I was talking about with Joe the other day, is that it's interesting that the AI of Sauron does not change just because you're playing on easy, normal, or hard. He is just as difficult and crafty, and I'm sure he'll get even smarter as they build and evolve the AI. But the AI doesn't change, it's just his resource access. So this will be interesting. Remember that anytime you play a quest, you have access to any Sauron cards you run into before. So if you want to go back and build your deck and try to pick out good combats for certain enemies or events or locations that come up, you can see what he's played, and you'll also notice down here there's still some cards I haven't seen yet. So I might get some surprises today. Alright, we've got a normal single player. I am using the starter deck, which they provide you with the core set. It's a pretty good, even starter set. It gives you a good picture of all of the heroes. All right. So we got that first story phase. Can you guys hear the voiceover and the music? I would imagine you probably could, but I just wanted to see if you guys could hear that. Otherwise, there's no purpose in me being quiet. Oh, can't hear the game sounds. Okay. Let me see. All right. Well, that's interesting. I'll have to try to fix that because you guys should definitely. I'm hoping I can get to where I can play the. I'm sure I can play the game sounds. I mean, everybody else streams with game sounds. I'll figure that out later. So I'll just skip past these because I've already kind of seen. Basically, Bilbo's missing. He needs the heroes to help. I'm going into the forest. Things are creepy. Yeah, I definitely need to. I definitely need to get the audio going so you guys can hear the really cool voiceovers. The heroes, when they come out, each one has a little catchphrase they say. At the beginning of the game, you get to mulligan if you want. I select any cards I don't want to keep. What I would suggest, obviously, it's a good rule of thumb, is definitely get rid of any cards that are really expensive because, for example, Gandalf, since I only get 3 cards per round, I definitely would have to wait 2 rounds and use almost all my resources in those 2 rounds to just play him. And he only stays in for 1 round, so I'm going to get rid of him for now. Everything else is 2, so it's not bad. The only problem is that if you notice, since I get 3 resources, I'm not going to be able to play more than 1 card this round. So probably what I should do, just to be smart, is I should get rid of at least 1 or 2 more cards. I'll get rid of the caregiver because healing is not really important right now. I am only going to keep these 2 cards, but the reason why is because I'm hoping to get some low point cards so that I can maybe play 2 cards. We'll see when I get my redraw. Okay, so I got a free sword, or at least it takes an action, but it costs nothing. So in this first leg of the quest, I've got to defeat every enemy or resolve the Glint of Steel objective. Remember, objectives have kind of this arch frame over here. And it also tells you the quest value, and that's how much willpower you need to apply to complete that quest. So it's sort of like you're basically spending time investigating, examining the gleam under the leaves. And if you watched last time, we all know what that gleam is. I'm only playing with a leadership, lore and tactics hero, so I don't get to see spirit with this deck. That's okay. I do start with 30 threat. I've got to watch out and not let it get to 50. I start with 30 threat because all of my heroes' threat adds up to 30. Okay, so first round I've got to play some strength here. I really think I should put this on Gimli because he's going to be my big attacker. He gets an extra melee attack or damage, melee damage every time a character's damaged in the round. But if I don't play something defensive, my heroes are going to take a damage because Sauron gets an action right after I take an action. So the question is, I'm going to go ahead and play a lookout because I'm hoping that he'll at least draw some fire from my heroes. The heroes are the ones that have to survive. If I lose all of my heroes, the game is over. So he attacks Aragorn, which as you saw gives Gimli the extra damage. And see, if I had been smart, this guy gets 2 attacks. He's got Stalwart. He does not exhaust after the first attack. Or first action, sorry. So if I had put the sword on Gimli, I would now have... I do have enough damage now to kill one of these guys. But I do, if you'll notice, this spider has guard, which means I have to attack him first. Unless he's exhausted. I have to attack him before I attack anything else. Unfortunately, by attacking him, he has 6 health, which means Gimli would be wasted attacking him because he would only... I mean, he would knock off half of his hit points, but... Maybe I'll try to force him to do his attacks first. So I'll go ahead and put this sword on Gimli. Okay, so everybody's working on Aragorn here, which means at some point I may have to put guard, which every character has the ability to go on to the defense and get a guard trait, which I may have to do to keep Aragorn from getting knocked down to nothing. I have 1 resource left, which I can use to ready Aragorn. I'm not going to be able to play any more cards. So I definitely want to have Aragorn go twice. The question is, what do I do with everybody else? Okay, so I think at this point, since Gimli is going to do so much damage, actually, I think now that I'm down to enemies that just do 2 damage, I'm going to go ahead and put the lookout on guard, which does exhaust him, but at least takes away some of the heat from Aragorn. Now, okay. Now this spider has guard as a trait, which means he's going to have guard all the time, so I just need to get rid of him. Okay, he went ahead and finished off my ally, which is good. I'd rather have him take damage than Aragorn get down below 5. So now I should have... Now the trick is... Aragorn probably is going to be the one who takes the damage for the next attack. But I cannot do enough damage, unfortunately, in 1 hit, either from Aragorn or Arwen, to kill one of these guys. So what I think I should do instead... Aragorn and Arwen working together could kill a spider. And of course, Gimli can also kill a spider on his own. So I think we'll do that. I think I'll... Oh, Gimli's gone. I forgot. So even though it breaks my heart not to have Arwen quest... Oof. Oh man, that sucks. Another enemy with guard, which means he's going to get to attack, and I cannot kill him with Arwen. Whereas I could have killed one of these other guys with Arwen. And I'm going to be stuck next round. So I'm going to go ahead and just quest. Oh, that's right. So I'm stuck because not only can I not attack enemies until I get rid of this guard, I also cannot quest until I get rid of the guards. That's frustrating. So I will... Well, at least the spider is down to a point where I can kill him with Gimli. So I'm going to end the phase. Sauron plays a treachery. He's got a trap in wait. I'm worried that he's going to exhaust one of my guys when he comes out. He's got 3 guys on guard now, which sucks, but they don't have a lot of damage. I get to heal a character. I'm going to heal Aragorn. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to unexhaust Aragorn so that he could attack again. But that's okay because that gives me an extra resource. I can actually play 2 things this round. 2 guys instead of 1. It's always hard at the beginning of a round or a stage when there's a lot of enemies out and you don't have that much, because you have to try to turn the tide to where you're at least even as quickly as possible without taking much damage. And unfortunately, I'm taking a lot of damage right now. The benefit of the Lancer is that he has range and I can use his attack to attack anything on the board and not just the guarded creatures. But the guarded creatures are almost dead, so it might be good to attack them. Yeah, so I will be taking away damage that they could do. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish off one of these guards. Huh. Oh, that's because... Okay, so the reason why Gimli's point went up was because he activated because an ally took damage, which was Aragorn getting reciprocal damage from attacking a guard character. That's the same thing that's going to happen to Arwen here. But Gimli only goes up 1 time. Man, this sucks because I'm running low on hit points right now already. Okay. So if I bring out the Galadhon Archer, I can do an automatic damage to someone. And now I can attack whoever I want. But I should probably... This guy's got 4 hit points. I should attack him because Gimli has exactly 4 damage. And now he's exhausted. Oh, but of course he plays another guy. I guess that means I should probably play enough damage to kill as much as I can. Or I could play an archer and effectively do 2 damage too, because I'll do 1 when he comes in and 1. And the benefit of that is I'll still have a... Yeah, I think I'll do that because I'll still have a resource left that I can resurrect or unexhaust Aragorn. So I think I want to bring this guy down to... Yeah, I think I'll bring this guy down to 3. After you play a card, lose a random card from your hand. Ah, I lost the Lancer. Okay. Oof, Aragorn is close to being dead. He is out now, although he has 2 resources. He could play another card. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did the damage against that. I did the damage against the wrong guy. Okay, well, this new guy can definitely get taken out by my lookout. Okay, so now this hazard comes out. I don't have to do it. It's optional, but if I don't do it, every round he's going to get a threat while I'm on this stage of the quest. And also, I get bonus points to my final score if I win. Laugh. Don't laugh. If I win, I get bonus points to my score at the end, which means more Valor points. Okay, I definitely need to unexhaust Aragorn. That's going to happen. And then he gets a surge action when he does that, so he gets to act right away. So in other words, activating him doesn't cost an action. I definitely need to take out... Okay, so if I spend her action... Sauron's passing, he doesn't have any resources, and he's out of cards, so I'm hoping maybe he's slowing down a little bit now. Aragorn... Okay. So I take an extra threat. I'm really close to getting the first threat event, which is going to be 3 forest spiders coming into play. Wow. Okay, so now the problem is that Arwen and Aragorn are both at 3. So I can do something interesting here. I can play Feint, which lets me. It's a tactics card. It lets me reduce a non-unique enemy to 0. Nice emoji. If I play this card, I can actually make this forest spider a 0 attack, and then that basically leaves him with 1 attack. Normally, I would say you might be saying, well, why don't you just attack the spider with Gimli and kill him because he's on guard anyway. I have to attack him. Well, the reason why I don't want to do that is because that leaves this guy, this forest spider, open to do 2 damage to whoever, and these two are, the Aragorn and Arwen, are very low on hit points. So what I'd rather do is play Feint and make the guy who has 2 attack have no attack. And now Sauron can attack whoever he wants, but he's only going to do 1 damage right now anyway. So I could either play an archer and then unexhaust Aragorn at the end of the round, or I could play a caregiver and heal someone. I'm kind of leaning towards healing. Right now he has 3 resources, but he hasn't played any new enemies. So I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen enemy-wise. I should probably... I'm making this too hard. I should probably... I'm going to kind of see what he's going to do here. Then that's going to determine what I'm going to attack. So I'm going to do some questing. I'm going to do this hazard, which takes away his ability to get some extra threat. Okay, so he decides to play... so Gathering Gloom, that's a cool anti-quest. Keeps me from questing. Reduce every ally to 0. I'm guessing that's for the round? Hopefully? Or is that permanent? Holy cow. It doesn't say for the end of the round. That's funny. Okay, so now I may be in trouble because he basically... And that's just allies, right? Yeah, allies. So my heroes can still quest right now, but any allies I have out, it's probably permanent. That's an interesting card. So basically my lookout has really been reduced. That may give me an incentive for future games to quest with my allies first in future games, now that I know things. So he still hasn't played anything that's really worrying me yet, so maybe I should just get out another... I'm going to play a caregiver. I'm going to heal Aragorn 2 hit points. I love these caregivers, and I love the fact that you can put any enemy on guard, or any ally on guard now, because this guy, he does have 2... He can quest for me. He does have 2 willpower. I could just have Aragorn... Well, this guy is now just a fighter too, since he can't quest. Okay. So he just gave block to the spider, which means he's going to take 1 less damage. So now it takes 4 hit points to kill him, so that means Gimli's got to go for him. Aragorn could go for the spider, but so could the archer. Well... Okay, well, we know the obvious choice is to have Gimli take out the spider, because he's the only one who can by himself. Now, I've got to decide. I could finish this quest now and kind of leave the spider in the dust because... Oh, no, I don't have a resource. I used all my resources. Sad face. Okay. But I could definitely quest and then work on this spider and then finish him next round. Because if I can attack first, then I don't have to worry about one guy. But I'll soften him up. Okay, so I get to heal somebody. I definitely want to heal Arwen. I'm starting to get back up to an okay status with my heroes. I just got to draw 2 cards, and I got a sneak attack. I love sneak attacks. You never know what you're going to get. So he can do 2 damage. Now the pace of the battle is in my favor because as long as I can kill an enemy every time, even if he brings out new enemies, as long as I can keep damaging them, and I have enough guys out to be able to do that for a while. Oh, okay, it looks like that card he played was temporary, so my lookout is back up to 2 willpower, so it must have just been temporary. They'll probably need to put that on the text because otherwise it seems permanent. I don't want to use Gimli. Oh, well, obviously I should use my archer. He only does 1 hit. She only does 1 hit point. Now he loses a chance to attack even if he brings out a new guy. Oh, that's right. So I forgot, I did not do the objective, but apparently I still had enough time to search now that there's no enemies here to find this valuable sword, Sting. It comes into my hand, and this was actually a card, if you remember I said I had no spirit decks, or I had no spirit heroes, so normally I would not have a spirit card in my hand, but I got one because of the quest reward. Now I have the option to travel, but this guy has, of course, 3 hit points. And he's not exhausted. So anytime I travel, if an enemy is not unexhausted, or if an enemy is not exhausted, he can attack me before I leave. So I'm going to go ahead and finish him. And hopefully he won't play anything else. He does pass. He's out of resources. And so I could travel. Here's my dilemma. If I travel, he's going to get a bunch of new cards right at the beginning of a stage. Plus this threat is about to happen, this threat event, which is going to bring 3 more spiders to play. I think I'm going to wait around, and I'm going to be smart this time. I did not forget. I'm going to go ahead and use my willpower, or my fate, to contribute to the fate powers. Now, what I could do is I could bring out Gloin if I build up to 7, or I could bring out... Oh, I could exhaust 2 spiders, so this is different. I wonder if the fate events are kind of randomized, because I do not remember this fate event before. Bilbo's pack, I do believe I remember this fate event. I can look through his pack to find some supplies. Who knows what's going to happen? I could exhaust some spiders right at the beginning of next round. That would be pretty cool. And then I could just whack them out. Whack them off? What am I? Jeez. Phrasing. I could just take them out. Let's say that. Take them out before you whack them off. Anyway, but I also like the idea of saving up for Gloin. Huh. So I definitely want to add some more fate. Man, I could totally build up to get Gloin out here. I'm so tempted to do this. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's get the big fate events out first, right? And then that way, when it gets harder later on to get fate events out, I don't have to build up as much. So I'm going to go ahead and have Gloin, whose conscience is eating at him at the comfort of Bjorn's house. Now he decides to join us. He just decides he can't wait anymore. So I spent all 7 of my fate points. I can still do the 2 and the 4 one. But now I've got him out. He's basically a hero. He's got 11 hit points, way more than a normal ally has. he has the ability to spend his power to make... Oh, and spend one resource and exhaust him in order to discard a shadow attachment, which is pretty cool. You can get rid of shadow attachments. But I basically just got a new hero to join my crew. I don't know if I want to draw 2 cards necessarily. I do want to play Sting because I know spiders are coming out. I'm going to attach this to Aragorn because he can act twice. And he'll now have... I mean, he just has so much damage. +2, +1 normally, +2 when I attack spiders. So he's really at a 4 if I attack spiders. I can just cut through spiders like butter. And if you'll notice, the frame, I have 7 heroes out. That's the max I can have out, I believe. I don't think I can play another one. Let's see. Yep, I can't drag the caregiver out. I'm full. This is a good place to be. So I definitely can't play a caregiver, archer. I mean, I might as well play Mythendra's Advice because, well, let's just use Aragorn to power up some more fate. Let's see what this pack holds. Look through his pack to find some supplies. Limbus. Hey, look at that. Restore 2 health to a character and then ready them. That might be really good to play on Aragorn next round. Or, I'm sorry, Arwen. Because then she could quest twice when I'm on a new location. Now I'm going to start building up for the 4 fate event, which is to exhaust the spiders. I probably should have done that first. Or saved up for that because I'm about to get some spiders. That's okay. So I'm going to end the phase. I definitely am pushing my luck. I know what will happen is on the 4th quest level, I'll be really close to 50. I'll be pushing it if I don't hurry. So after this point, 3-4 spiders come into play. We'll see how much you can push it before you speed through the rest of the quest levels. So I'm going to give this to Aragorn. Okay, so now what I want to do is try to knock out some peeps, some enemies, before they do damage. He has a potential of 6 damage. The only character who can knock out a spider right now is Aragorn because he has a sword that lets him do 4 damage against spiders. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with him to reduce his potential to 4. Now he'll attack me once, which finishes the archer. That's okay. But now Gimli, because the character took damage, now Gimli is pumped up to 4. He can take care of this last guy. Now his potential for damage is only 2. So Sauron's played a treachery card. And I'm trying to decide if I want to... I know I'm thinking about pushing it another round. Just because I could play another guy, plus get everybody unexhausted, and then travel. And I could build up... I could have... So I'm going to have Arwen quest once. Now I can get this fate event next round. On the next stage of the quest, I can get a fate event that will let me exhaust 2 spiders. That's going to be huge. And it doesn't say that bosses don't count, but it might not let me. So he just gained a threat. He's going to try to push my threat up now that I'm stalling. That sneaky bastard. Okay. So here's another thing about this whole situation. If I travel now, I've got 3 guys unexhausted, including one of my sort of heroes. This spider won't get to follow us. He's already exhausted, so he won't get to attack. But when I start the next stage, all of my heroes will be exhausted, although I could bring Aragorn back. So the question is, do I think I have enough power to start a new area? Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to try to take some risks. Ah, so Bilbo hid his sword on purpose for us to find. and follow him. So this is kind of an interesting thing. You guys will hear this next time. I'll make sure and have my volume on. There's sort of an interlude that is read by a different narrator than the original narrator. And it's sort of what's going on. I think this is basically a campaign narrator. And then the woman's voice, so the campaign narrator is like a male, and he's kind of setting up the story, it seems like, for the big campaign, all 5 quests. Whereas this female sort of character is the lady who narrates the individual quests. So it's sort of interesting. There's different voice actors there. Find a way across the stream. So what I need to do, so I won't be able to look at what that entails, but I imagine it has something to do with this objective. I got to figure out how to cross a stream. I need to heal Aragorn because I think I'm going to use my Limbus for Arwen. In order to get across the stream, I can down a tree. I can push a tree over to bridge the stream. And of course I could start questing, but the problem with that is I would be opening myself up to this 6 damage that this person could do right now. These guys can do. I know the bear's going to attack first because Sauron probably thinks I can do something to redirect his attack, and so he's going to try to attack first, I'm sure, with him. If I play Guard of the Citadel, the cool thing about him is that he will automatically have guard. He has 4 hit points, so he'll be able to take 2 hits. He'll get attacked by the bear who has stalwart. The bear's going to get attacked twice, so he actually has a potential of 9 damage. So that seems smart to play the guard, because I don't want any of my heroes taking 6 damage. Yep. So now he has to... Oh, I just got a new achievement. I got lavish. Spend 100 resources. I am lavish. I lavish my money, my resources upon my heroes and allies. Okay, so the guard... So I have a choice. I could have the caregiver who really doesn't do much else. Oh, he could quest. So I might not want to exhaust him. I could make the guard. It's his job after all. And he would... The grizzly... No, I know what would happen. Sauron would attack me with a little guy and save his bear for big damage. But you know what? That's okay. Oh, he wastes the bear. So, to me, I feel like the AI... that wasn't a smart move. He should have attacked me with a little guy, but... Now his bear's exhausted. I only have to worry about 3 more damage. And I can get rid of that right now, at least 2 of it, by killing... these bats. And then he'll just be down to 1 damage. Foul weather. So this new hazard that's in play cost me 3 wisdom to get rid of. Reduces my card draw by 1. So I'm only going to get 1 instead of 2 cards. So I definitely want to get rid of that. I think I've got enough to quest anyway, really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and take out the bats. And he does 1 damage. Not too bad for a trade-off, and I can pretty much take him out pretty easily with the fighters I have left, and still be able to do a good amount of questing. I am going to have Arwen go ahead and take out this, just in case. So now I'm back to my normal card draw. Okay. I've got 2... I love how the stream becomes a part of the backdrop. This guy definitely needs a quest. Just in case he plays a treachery, which takes away my questing. Oh, see, he also took away my questing by guarding. Aragorn, remember, does 4 damage when he attacks spiders. So I'll go ahead and use him. And now he can't attack, so I'm keeping him powerless. He just used all of his resources he's got. He's got 2 cards in waiting, 2 treacheries prepared. But right now it's not going to be an enemy that's going to come out. He might exhaust some guys that I bring out or something. I still got 6 resources to spend, so I'm huge on resources. I'm huge. And I've got my fate event still. Oh, looks like I've got another fate event I could do. I can ready a character, then deal 1 damage to it. So if I take these herbs, special herb diet, I can unexhaust a character and use them again, but I have to take a damage to do it. Oh, my fate events changed. I did not realize I got new fate events every stage. Okay, well, now I know. So instead of exhausting spiders, I can gain Mirkwood water. Must be some kind of helpful, maybe. Let's see what it is. I mean, we already... Okay, so I can exhaust an enemy for free. That is really going to be useful. Especially because if there's a heavy hitter that's guarded by other guys. Okay. So at this point, I need to have Gimli, my big damage dealer, take care of this snake. We have a grizzly that's left. And he'll easily be taken out by this lookout. I mean, this is the great thing about taking the time, a little bit of extra time, to make sure, you build up a little bit. With a leadership deck, like a leadership hero like Aragorn, you want to have this swarm effect so that no matter how many enemies he starts the stage with, once you have more heroes or allies than enemies, you can really control what he does with his attacks and also your attacks. And eventually, once you whittle him down to 1 or 2 characters or enemies, you really can't do. He can't. I mean, he can do some damage occasionally, but now I'm building my hit points back up because Arwen has healing. So, and I'm saying all this, of course, with the knowledge that I have 2 more quest stages. Aragorn gets to go a second time. I'll have him quest. I have not played any characters yet. I can bring out 1 more character. I don't want to use sneak attack because it's fleeting, so I'll only get that character for 1 round. I don't want to draw 2 cards. I think I'm close to my max card limit. I can't remember if there's a card limit, but it looks like I'm close. I don't... Okay. I will heal Arwen. And she'll get healed for 2 hit points. Oh, damn you, Sauron. He canceled that event. That was a great card. So I lost 2 resources and that card, which would have healed Arwen and readied her so she could have done something else. That's okay. Okay, well, I will just end the phase there instead of bringing out a new person. I really want to see what he does before I bring out any more allies. So I need to heal Aragorn. He's a big damage dealer. Ooh, now I can block, which will actually make... It's a tough decision if I should give this to Arwen or Aragorn because they'll be able to block an incoming damage. And she is a healer, so I should just make her harder to kill a little bit. Turned around. Restore every quest objective to its full quest value. That's underhanded. That's okay. I was down to 2, but I really don't have to worry about that. I should do this before I leave this fate event. But I also don't want to take a damage. I can ready a character. Okay, so I can play it on a character. Maybe I can play it on a character that's got a lot of hit points like this healer, and he can quest a second time. That might be smart. So yeah, we'll do this. Oh, I picked the wrong thing. I picked guard, and I didn't mean to. That was dumb. Okay. I'm going to use his fate and buy that, ready a character, and then deal the damage to it. Okay, so he's back in action. I'll leave guard on him to see... No, Sauron doesn't have any resources, so I should just finish this quest. Alright, so I'll have the little guys... Okay, so I knocked the tree down. Now I can travel. I'm on the third stage of the quest. I've still got Aragorn, who could take 2 turns. So I get attacked by a bear after I cross the stream. And Kyros. I thought this... What was funny is, if you watched last week's stream, I thought this was the final stage, because it was the third stage. I just assumed. Most of the quests in the physical game have 3 stages. Here, though, there's a 4th stage. So I got to beat this guy and then get to the final round. Now, this is what I love about a good leadership deck, is you really have a lot of options when you have a lot of guys out. And Kyros, let's see. If Kyros attacks one of my guys, which is just about to happen, I've got to choose really carefully what I want to do. If he attacks someone, he exhausts them. So what I want to do is I want to do something that'll either exhaust him, or I can play my guard like this, and he has to waste his attack hitting someone that he's not going to exhaust. He does kill them, but the nice thing is now he is exhausted, and so I can just pummel him with the remaining characters. I probably have enough to do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I have enough to finish him off just right now. But he does have 3 more resources left. So let's see what we have as far as options with our new quest. I love that there's different fate things every stage, because now I'm tempted to stay every place and finish all the fate events. I think it's going to add to my score. Remove pursuit from every enemy. So none of these enemies have pursuit yet, so I don't really have to worry about that. Okay, now obviously I need Grimborn, right? I need him. So I'm going to have this guy go ahead and start churning out fate. Gain 1 threat after... I didn't see that. Gain 1 threat after attacking this enemy. Okay, so if I attack him, he gets a threat. And he's just about to get a fate event, which is to defeat every ally in play. I'm going to lose all my allies, so I've got to hurry up and... I can't attack him, because I'll lose all these allies. Oh, which means Gloin too. This is so sad. I did not know this was this fate event. I wonder... threat event. I wonder if I go to a new location if he'll lose that threat event. Because it won't happen this round. I wonder... Okay, so Gloin can spend a resource to discard a shadow attachment. So I am going to discard that. So he will not get threat. Oh, and that did not exhaust him. Okay, so it doesn't... Unless it says exhaust, apparently I don't exhaust him. So I should really watch... That power is really powerful now that I know it won't exhaust him. Ugh, so this sucks. I'm going to lose all my allies, which is only 3, but I definitely don't want to play more. And I want to get Grimborn out. Oh, this is so sad. If I waste time getting Grimborn out, he's going to get knocked out. But maybe if I go to a new quest area before that activates, I won't have to worry about it. Which means I have to finish this guy off. So... I am really saying a lot of euphemisms today. Inappropriate. So what I need to do is a huge amount of damage before I lose my allies. I can do 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which means I can not take 2 points of damage. If I take Arwen questing instead, or fating, put her fate on, that gives her 5. It's not going to be enough. Oh, but I can unexhaust Aragorn, and that gets me up to 7. I need to bring out somebody else to quest if I want to get Grimbjorn. And I'm really hoping that I'm just kind of going on a whim here that I'm kind of going on a whim here that I'll be able to keep my allies if I go to the next stage, but we'll see. This is another learning experience game. So I'm going to play the Rorm Lancer. And of course he gets exhausted, so I can't use him. Man, this is annoying. Now I have to attack because so unfortunately Arwen's going to have to attack this to keep him from doing damage. And then every single one of my remaining guys... Oh, there's the threat event. So he just triggered my threat event. Defeat every ally in play. That's going to happen next round. But let's see what happens if I kill him. Ooh, he just gave this guy Stalwart. So does that unexhaust him? No, apparently it doesn't take effect until next round. That's good. Sauron's going to pass. Alright, so I killed him. And let's see what happens if I travel. I'm hoping maybe I can avoid that threat event, but somehow I doubt it. Alright, so I find a group of large spiders hovering over a... Did I just avoid that fate event? Or that threat event? Let's see. Nope, I didn't. Oh, this is really painful. Yeah, because I had a lot of... Now, fortunately, I do have some good resources. I can play a bunch of allies to get him back out there, but I got to be really careful how I do this because once again, he's got 4 enemies in play, 2 of whom are almost... I mean, they've got so many hit points, it's going to take me a turn just to finish these guys off before I can attack things that do more damage. This guy's probably got Stalwart, right? Everybody's got Stalwart? No, nobody's got Stalwart. Okay, good. I can restore health. I can exhaust the next enemy that comes in, but again... Oh, I can exhaust an enemy. I will exhaust you, sir. So now he's down to Treachery Trigger. The next character that a spider damages does not defeat is exhausted through the next round. Great. So Gimli, who is a huge damage dealer, has been taken out for an extra round. That is an attachment, though. So if I can get rid of an attachment... Unfortunately, I lost my ally that does that. Okay. The good thing is I have something that can take out that 3 damage more than one round. He's got a 3 damage guy, a 1 damage guy, and a 2 damage guy now. I could destroy the 1 damage guy, but I can't take out the 2 damage guy. I know, I need to decide. Yeah, Sauron does suck. I definitely want to get this guy out of the cocoon, but I don't have enough allies yet. I suppose it would be smart for me to get rid of this guy. Yeah. So Aragorn can be unexhausted. Need to remember that because these guys are all spiders. This is why he has Sting. So I'm doing a lot better as far as a number of enemies. Deal 1 damage to every exhausted character. Great. Got to really watch Aragorn here. I think I should probably just heal him. Every upkeep he's going to get an extra hit point healed. He just has to survive. Okay, so here's the problem. How do I guarantee... I can't kill him with Arwen. How do I guarantee that... Oh, well. Yeah. Heal Aragorn with the caregiver. Okay, that's good. So the caregiver just took some damage for Aragorn plus healed him. 2. And he's going to start healing back up after next round. And I think I'm starting to gain control. I lost it for a little bit, but I'm starting to gain control. I have a card I can take out a heavy damage dealer next round, so I'll only be taking 3 damage. Deal 1 damage. I must have already used Aragorn's... Yeah, I did use Aragorn's power already. If I bring out the archer, I can do 1 damage, and then Arwen could finish off a guy. But I think she's going to be better with questing. I'm trying to get that quest complete. Oh, and all I need is 1. And I can get that quest complete right now. But I don't think I can do it because the archer is not... I could sneak attack, but he wouldn't be useful. I'm tempted to use sneak attack. I'm going to do it. Okay. So he's a ranged character. Oh man, this is really annoying. So I had the potential to finish this quest. But unfortunately, if I do that, these Spies of Shadow are going to get to attack. Although, what's interesting is I can't do enough damage. I have enough if I could quest and finish the quest. No, I don't. I've only got 5, 6. So I'm going to put this guy on guard. Then the birds will attack him. He won't die, but at least my people are protected. I'll quest with everybody else. This may not be too smart, but at least the quest is now within really easy distance. What do I have to do here? Defeat every enemy. Okay. So this should be easy since I hopefully can bring a lot of heroes out. I'm going to heal Aragorn. Unfortunately, I'm back down to 3 resources. I am going to sneak attack probably. Although I could bring out the Galadhorn Archer and Veteran Axe Hand. That's probably smarter for this round. I'll bring out the Archer, finish off 2 damage. Oh, that was stupid. I was supposed to use my 3 damage. He'll probably die. Yep, that's okay. It took the 3 damage that my heroes couldn't take. Okay, he's got 3 resources still. But my caregiver can't do anything else, so I might as well... Aragorn should probably take out at least 1 damage. Oh, but the guy's got guard, so he'll only do 2 damage to the guarded guy and won't exhaust him, and he'll take 2 damage. So I think I'll just quest and finish. Oh, but I can't because I've got to take out the guard. Ah! Okay. So I can play the Veteran Axe Hand, and it'll probably draw some fire. Hopefully. Nope. Aragorn took that hit. Aragorn. Man, I need Gimli. Aragorn will attack. And then he'll probably get attacked. Oh no, he attacked Arwen. Interesting. and show that was kind of a crazy attack because she blocked 1 damage, whereas Aragorn would have taken a bunch. So the axe hand will finish off the guard. Discard every event card in each player's hand. Wow, that's really crippling. Okay, well now he can quest. I'll probably get another guy. I did. I got Grimbjorn. Oh no, Wellick. A surprising rescue. You tear into the concerningly large cocoon, much to your disappointment, but not to his. The cocoon didn't take Bilbo, but a Bjorning. Oh yeah, Willick. Willelk. Sorry, Willelk. I did get him last time. He's a pretty huge damage dealer, though. Okay, so I don't have any fate events. I don't have any objectives. So Arwen is basically just... See you later. Thanks, Joe. I'm almost done myself. So unfortunately, I might have to waste this guy just to keep him from doing damage. Man. Or... yeah, I mean, yeah. Either way, I'll be able to finish off the... Sauron gets a resource for every ally in play. Okay, that's not bad. Hopefully he doesn't have any enemies to play. But I'm going to go ahead and knock one little bit off of this spider so that Aragorn or Gimli could finish him off next round. Here's your hazard. Gain a threat every time you play a card. Now, you'll notice I sped through 2 rounds pretty quickly with that pretty huge set of allies. So I'm doing okay quest-wise. Gain a threat every time you play a card. It's not great to have that hazard. But I also might not play a whole lot of cards left anyway until, you know, while I have this many guys out. I'm going to take out his big damage. Now I only have to defeat 1 more guy. He just gained 2 threat. He's trying to push my threat up. So we both passed because we have no resources or unexhausted heroes. How is he still... Okay, I was like... Oh, I think I accidentally gave him a health, but that's okay. Alright, so this guy now has 4 damage, which is crazy. But I think I'm going to easily kill him because Aragorn has 4 damage with Sting. Now what I could have done is finish the hazard. We have another bit of narration from the male campaign narrator, and then the female quest narrator. So my threat level was 45, which was pretty high. Or actually, my final threat level is 44. So I imagine what they do is they give you a boost based on the lower the threat, the better. I had 3 surviving heroes, so I think I maxed that out. Surviving hero's health is 16, which is probably not too bad. Maybe about midway for most of them, for a couple of them at least. Hazards resolved. I resolved 2. If I'd resolved that last hazard and just eaten some damage from the spider, I would have had even more bonus. I used 4 fate events, or I activated 4 fate events, so my final score is 200. I can get a max score of 275. Not too bad, especially for playing on normal. Cool. Okay, so basically the final score can actually give you more valor, and you can actually unlock extra valor or a Palantir view. So, and you get that for using heroes in your deck. So you can kind of work on 3 at a time and then switch them out and work on another 3 until you get all their rewards that are possible. Kind of helps incentivize you to try out each of the different heroes and make decks that are good for them. A hero can gain each reward only once per quest. So I guess I get some extra valor, and then later on I might get... If I get over 250, I get a Palantir view. So, alright, well, that is the quest on normal. It was... At first, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it. It looks like I got a daily quest finally. Played 10 allies with a ranged keyword. I actually thought this was going to be the hardest quest for me to complete, but I did complete it. That starter deck seems to have a lot of range guys, which is good. And so that gave me extra valor, and I'm now up again pretty high. Not where I started because I bought all those booster packs, but I've got a pretty good amount of valor. Next time, I'll probably put another vote up next time. I could either play the first quest again, but on hard mode, which would give him an extra resource every round, or I could move on and play the second quest, or I could buy some more cards, build a deck. There's a lot of choices. But for tonight, that is it for me. Make sure and remember to watch Table Flipping Games on Saturday if you're interested. There's a lot of really cool games we're playing. We're in the middle of a Gloomhaven campaign. That's going to be wrapping up in a few weeks, though, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. That'll be wrapping up, and then we will be playing something new. We don't know exactly what we're playing yet, but the idea of Table Flipping Games is we like to play things that have really cool stories to them. Almost like role-playing games that a lot are very popular streaming-wise now. We like to play some board games that have a really cool theme and story. And so we were going to be picking something that has a campaign and some character building, and we can kind of get into our characters and role-play a little bit. We'll be doing that on Saturdays. We are getting ready to start a new campaign in something very soon. So if you are interested in kind of jumping in, not in the middle of something, but maybe at the start of something new, we'll be starting that in a couple of weeks. Otherwise, you can check out the VODs for Table Flipping Games on YouTube, and you can search for me on YouTube, these VODs, if you want to rewatch them, under GameFaceKiller21. Follow me on Twitter, and you'll also get updates about when those are available and anything new that's coming up. But until then, have a great week. I'll see you guys next week. Otherwise, playing some more Lord of the Rings card game. See you then.